Hey creatives, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, welcome in. So today I have for you a really quick and easy sew of the Baguette Bag by Sew She Can Patterns. This is a really cute bag that I really enjoyed making. It was a fun process. By no means is this a tutorial, so you know I'm going to leave details below. If you want to purchase this pattern, you can get it on your own, but feel free to watch my process in creating the Baguette Bag. So let's get started. But of course, before we get started, I do invite you, if you have not already subscribed, to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to turn on your notifications and like, comment, and share. Now let's get into the details of this sew. I'm excited and I hope you are too. Hey guys, so today, as you know, I said I'm going to slow things down and we're going to make a cute little bag that is great for the summer. This pattern that I'm using comes from Sew She Can Sew, and I will leave a link in the description so that you can grab the pattern as well. I'll put a picture somewhere up here so you guys can see what the pattern looks like. But this is the leather, or the vinyl that I'm using to make it. I'm gonna make this the base color of the bag, and I'll probably use this black fabric for the tabs and for the gusset piece that goes in the bottom, just because this is a small piece of vinyl. So I only think I'm going to be able to get, because you need two of these on the fold, I think I can get this on here twice. And since this is a directional pattern, I have to be strategic about that. So I think I can get this on here twice. Yeah. So I can use this for the front and back, and then I'll use this for, it's a gusset piece that goes under the bottom of the bag, which I will use the black for. And then I'm probably going to just use some black webbing to make the strap. I'm not going to make the strap out of either one of these. I'll probably just, because I like to interchange my bag straps sometimes as well. So if I just go with a basic black, then I could always switch it up later. And if I have a strap that's pink, or you know what, I think I have, let me see, I think I have some pink. Oh, I do, guys. So maybe I'll go with this webbing. That might be cute. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the pink webbing on here for the strap. So let's get started with cutting out this bag. It should be a pretty quick sew because it's basically just attaching the front and the back of the gusset, and then the lining, which I will probably use scrap fabric that I have for the lining. I have no idea what I'm going to use at this point, but of course, you know, you'll see it along the way. So let's get started with constructing this bag. Okay guys, so I have gathered all of my pieces for this project. And there is 2 pieces of seam binding piping, which is 20 inches long. I'm going to use this. This is actually a yard, so I'll probably just cut it in half. And then you have the one piece. This is for the card slot. There's also an option for this to make a zipper welt pocket inside, but I'm not going to do that. It's such a small bag. I don't need it. As long as I have the place to stick my card, then I'm good. Then we have the hardware, which is a 12-inch zipper. I cut mine 13 inches. We have the square ring, rectangle ring. Let me put it up so you can see it. Rectangle ring. We have the slider. We have the D-ring. And we have the swivel hook. All of these are 1 inch. And then if you're using a bag tag, which is optional, bag tag. Then we have the 2 pieces. These are the 2 pieces that you will use to make your D-ring and your rectangle ring holders for the sides of the bag. Here's your gusset piece, or the gusset piece I'm using. I'm using like this, kind of looks like a snake print. So I'm using this. And then you have your 2 outer pieces, which I'm using this inspired fabric right here. For my outer piece, you cut 2 of these on the fold, or if you want to make it easy ahead of time, you can cut that piece on a piece of tracing paper and cut it on the fold, and then open it up, and then you'll have 1 piece instead of worry about cutting it on the fold. You can do that with the gusset piece as well. Then you have your gusset piece, which is lined. It's interfaced with SFS 101. I think I said that right. by Pylon. I used that for this. And then you have your two inside lining pieces, which was also interfaced with SFS 101 interfacing. Now for this bag, I am going to be using webbing, because there are instructions in here how to make the strap for this bag. So I'm going to be using this webbing. I've had this webbing forever, and when I saw this bag, I was like, this is a good opportunity to use some of it, because I haven't had anything to use it for. So I'm going to use this pink webbing for my bag. I think it'll look super cute. It'll accentuate it, and plus, anytime I can cut corners, I will. The bag is for me. I'm not trying to sell it, so I don't mind doing it the way I want it to be, so I can make it my own. So the first thing that we're going to do, and by the way, just so you guys know, this is not a tutorial. I'm just want you to, just see how cute this bag comes together. I think it's still free on her site. If it is not, I think it may be $5. She may have some other new patterns that are free, but either which way, if you grab it for $5, I think it's worth it, because it's a cute little bag that you can make in several different fabrics. So whether it's $5 or free, I think it's still a well worth buy. So the first thing I believe we work on is the gusset. And like I said, I'm just showing you guys the process of me making a bag. It's not a tutorial, so everything will not be perfect. I'm still a bag girly in training. But I know the first step is to apply the piping, I believe, along the sides, which will go like this. So I'm going to clip my piping down and sew it to both sides of my gusset piece. So when you're finished attaching your clips, it should look like this. Make sure you lay it flat. Make sure your piping edge is towards the inside, and that the edge that has like the unfinished, not piped edge, you want to make that facing towards the outside. That's very important, because when you turn it over inside in your bag, you want your piping to show like that, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to sew this down on the sides now, and then we will move on to whatever the next step is. I'm learning this along the way with you guys. I haven't made this before, so this is going to be a process for both of us to enjoy and do and look at how it turns out together. So wish me luck. I'm going to sew this down, and then I'm going to show you the next step. So guys, I made my card wallet. I'm so sorry. I was sewing and I was like, what's missing? And I was like, oh my God, you guys are missing. So I made my card wallet, my card slot wallet. And the way that will go is, let me see if I can find a card that ain't got nothing important on it, so y'all don't be trying to steal my money. Okay, this is just a business card. But as you can see, the card will go in there like that. Once you fit it, it'll fit snug. Okay, so basically what you did, you took your 5.5 by 4.5 square and you turned it over in half towards the 4.5 edges, and you sewed all around it on the wrong side, and you left a 2-inch opening. After you left that 2-inch opening, you sewed around it on both sides to close up the sides, because remember the bottom's already, this bottom piece is already closed because it's on the fold. So you just do a stitch from here, and you can back stitch if you want to, so that when you turn it over, your stitches won't pop. You know, back stitch a little bit and go down the side, back stitch a little, back stitch a little bit and go down the side. And then what I did was I turned it on the right side. You can press it with the iron. I didn't feel like putting my iron back on, so I just kind of hand pressed it with my hand. And you can always clip the edges too when before you turn it outside. And then you just, I chose to close up my piece at the top like this, because you can use either side for the top of your card slot, but I figured I might as well just close this up and make this the top of my card slot. I can still use it for the bottom of my card slot. It really doesn't matter, but it's closed up. So right now I'm going to go on to the next step. Let me see what this next step is.
Okay, I think it's to put it on our pocket. Okay, so it says pin the card pocket to one of the lining pieces. So we're going to get one of our lining pieces. Move this out the way for a minute. Put this all to the side. I need to give me a little basket or something, so while I'm sewing and I need to like put stuff out of the way, I can have it somewhere like neat until I'm ready for it. Yeah, so it says it should be centered 1.5 inches below the top straight edge. So this is the top straight edge, of course, and this is how you find the center when you're doing something like this. You fold it in half and you can go right to the top, and very, very, very carefully you make a little nick, not a lot, just a drop of a nick like that. And then when you open it, if you can see, it has that little V. That tells you that's your center. Okay, so you know that's your center. I'm not going to do that with this. I'm not going to do that with this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this in half, and while I'm measuring, I'm going to set it to the side, and I'm going to get my measuring, and do I have my tape? I don't have any. Oh, I do have some chalk over here. Thank you, Jesus. We got a small piece. Always keep your chalk close by so that you can use your tailor's chalk. Okay, so 1.5 inch from the top and from the middle. So I'm going to go in the middle, and I'm going to measure down 1.5 inch, which is about right here. I'm going to make a mark. Okay, so this is 1.5 inches down, if you can see my little dot, and I have my piece folded in half. Now, for me, the best way to make sense of this, depending on what size you want your top piece, I think I'm going to put my opening on the bottom, just so I can give it an extra stitch in place. So I did that to kind of, as you can see, it kind of gave it a fold to the fabric. So I'm going to place this on the fold right in line with this piece up top, and I'm going to place it down, and I am going to, where are my pins? I'm going to grab some pins. Where are my pins? Oh no, they're too far away. So we're just going to eyeball it and pray for Jesus that it works, because I am not going all the way over there to get my pins right now. Let me see. Oh my God, all of these are just sewing needles. These are not pins. Oh wait, here goes a pin. Here goes a pin. The Lord knew I was lazy, so he left 2 over here for me. Or maybe not 2. Okay. So I'm going to take this to the machine. Oops. Okay. So I pinned my pocket in place, as you can see, and I'm going to sew it down. Okay, I think we sew it down at, it says 1.5 straight inch, and then it says sew around the pocket 1 1/8 inch away from the sides and bottoms. Okay, so let's do that now. Okay, it looks like, and I do apologize if you hear a little wind in the background, but I do have my air conditioner on because it is a warm day here in New Jersey. So it looks like to me the next part that we do is we attach our zipper, and it looks like what she's saying is for us to sandwich it. I did do it wrong the first time because I was a fast behind. I didn't read the instructions, but she wants you to sandwich it like this. So you basically lay your lining on top of your exterior sides together, I believe, like a sandwich. And then she says you clip them or pin them together. And then we're going to sew our zipper down. Of course, I jumped the gun, which sometimes we do. And it's all right because we make mistakes. And that's why we have our trusty ripper. So I ripped the seam out, and we are going to attach the zipper the way we are supposed to. I guess that's because normally when I made bags in the past, I was used to attaching them a different way. But that's why it's always important to look at that particular bag maker that you're working with, way they're doing it, because they may have a different method,
it may be something that's helpful for you to learn. So just read the lesson, read the information. Don't jump ahead like I did, because then you screw everything up, and you don't want to screw everything up. So I'm going to sew this down now that I have it right. Okay guys, so once you have this sewed, she wants you to trim this excess off and then flip it over to flat stitch it. So I'm going to only trim the edge of the lining. Don't trim the zipper piece. You're only trimming the edge of this. 1/8 of an inch you're trimming off of the edge. And I already did it on the other side. And then what we're doing is we're flipping this all over, and now we should have something that looks like this. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to top stitch along the top at 1/8 of an inch on the top. And finger press this down so it's flat. You know, just pull it, press it, pull it, press it, pull it, press it, pull it, press it. Make sure when you're sewing this down and you're top stitching that you're sure to move your zipper out of the way so that it doesn't get caught. Okay? So I'm going to open this back this way a little bit. And we're going to top stitch, and we're going to do it at 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to leave my zipper foot on just so that I can make sure I stay close and I don't mess up anything up. So let's go. Let's do that now. So okay, this is what it looks like when it's done. We have one side together. Now I'm assuming that we do it with the I'm assuming we do the other side now, but you know how that is. I assumed last time and I screwed it up. So let me take a peek at the instructions and we will see what is the actual next step, because I can't keep doing this janky and then y'all be like, oh, she just do it any kind of way. Okay, now it's saying place the remaining side piece on your workspace. So where's the other piece? So they're talking about this piece, I think, or this piece, but we're gonna look and see. Place the remaining side piece on your workspace together. Okay, so we're gonna do like we just did. Like I just said, we're gonna do like we just did, but now we're gonna do it with the opposite side. So now we want to make sure that we're lining this up, because we want this to be in the same spot. We don't want this to look crazy. So the way we should be doing this is, I think we go like this. Am I doing this right? Jesus Christ, I'm so bad with this stuff. Let me see. Let me get my bearings. No. We're placing it this way. Absolutely placing it this way. Right. This way. Absolutely. So when you place it, you're placing it face down on top of this piece. As you can see, right? Like a sandwich again. Lining it up with that piece. Even if you have to do like this, right? You could line up your corners, right? Make sure you're staying in place, and then you can just flip it over. Put your piece here, right? And then you want to walk it up, and walk it out, and walk it out. Okay? And then we're going to do this piece on the opposite side. So we're going to turn it over. And if you want to, because you want to make sure you keep your space. And again, we can do that whole center thing too if you want to, if that's helpful. Let me show you how you do that with this. So you just take this piece, right? Again, you take it, you do the very slightest nip so that you can see it. And then you do that with the zipper as well if you're worried about being in the center, because you may not want to screw it up. You may want to make sure. I don't know. My angle may be off. I don't want to mess it up. It's okay. We can do that. So you just line it up. Make sure you line it up with the pieces. Don't just line it up half and half and then you don't have your bag half and half, if that makes sense. Make sure you're lining it up the way it should be lined up. Okay. There might be a little more of a challenge with this because you already have your zipper in. Okay. So you have your pieces and you can line them up like this as well. Line up your pieces, and then you have it. And then what you can do is clip it in the middle, right? Maybe do a few more clips here just to give it some more security, and then a clip here, and then flip it over. There you go. I'm gonna scooch this over a bit because I think it's a little bit off. Yeah. Let me see. So I make sure everything is lined up right. Okay, clip it. Make sure you have everything lined up, and then you're going to take this piece and lay it on that side, like that. But down, because you want it sandwiched, right? With that side. So make sure you're looking at it, you're matching up your sides, and you can take the same clips and just clip. So basically, it's the same thing you did on the other side. You're just doing it on this side now. It's the same process. Oh shoot, I think we got it right! Yes! Hey, we got it right, y'all. Because you know why? We got this, and then we got our sandwich pocket. Oh, get out the way. Stop trying to steal my shine. Look. We just need to trim away the excess, because I can feel now why they tell you to trim it away, because I can feel it bulked up in here. So we're going to trim away our excess. I'm so happy we did it right. Remember, don't cut the zipper. You're just cutting. You're not cutting the zipper when you do this. You just cut this excess and the excess on this side of the vinyl. You don't cut your zipper. Don't cut the zipper. Okay, so let's cut this away. Okay, so we cut that away. Now you want to turn it up the same way you did on the other side, and we're going to press this with our finger to make it flat. Press all of this flat if you want to, so that you can make sure that your pocket stays in place when you're top stitching. You're more than welcome to put some clips around it. Sometimes that helps, and it also helps draw it down, you know, so that it's going down the way you want it to go, is down. So you can always use some clips. I'm going to use some clips just to make sure it stays down and in place, because you don't want this to be all messed up either. So doing this also helps keep it in place. Look at me talking like I know what I'm doing. Look at me talking like I know what I'm doing. Okay, let me stop acting silly before I jack something else up again, guys. Okay, so we have it flat. And we're going to top stitch this side like we did the other side, okay? Let's do that now. Okay, the next step that she tells you to do, which I'm going to do because I have done this before and was so pissed off, is she says to sew along the edges. Now, I see some people, the experts, when they finish and they cut all these strings off, they burn it with a lighter. I ain't on that level yet, y'all. That ain't my ministry yet. So we're going to trim all these when we're done. But right now, I'm going to sew across the zipper so that we don't have to worry about the zipper stop coming off. Because I have done that plenty of times. Where okay, so let's take these clips off because I don't think we need them anymore. Not at this point. And let's see what the next step is going to be. I'm excited to see what that is. Oh, I think the next step is for us to make our zipper tabs. So let's get our zipper tabs. We got our zipper tabs. Let's put this to the side. And we got our 2 zipper tabs. This is our zipper tabs. And she said, fold the tabs in half with the 3-inch edges together. So this is obviously the 4-inch. This is the 3-inch because it's shorter. And she said these go together. Okay. Then open them and press the long edges to fold. I'm going to do a stitch down here and then a stitch down here. Okay, we have our 2 tab pieces done. Now it looks like what we're doing is attaching it to our gusset. So we have our gusset piece. Remember we did this piece earlier, and it looks like we put the square ring on one piece. Put the square piece on one piece. And that's going to go here. So we have the square piece connected, and it's going right in between that piece. Right in between here, we're lining up our piece right here. Right here. Oops. Putting that right there. Like that. Alright. So it should look like this. You have your square ring on one side, your D ring on the other side, and then I believe you do a stitch across each side. So let's do that. We did the gusset piece. Let's move these 2 pieces to the side. So we did the gusset piece already. Now let's see what's next. Assembling the baguette bag. So it looks like we're winding down, guys. Use a pencil or a fabric marker to mark the following marks on the lining side of the bag pieces. Mark the center at the bottom of each piece on the lining side. So let me get some light, guys. Okay. So it says mark the center at the bottom of each side piece. Mark the center of each gusset along the edge. So they said on the lining pieces. So we're going to mark this. We're going to fold this in half. And we are going to get our chalk. Where is my chalk? Did I lose my chalk? Lord Jesus. Lord. I'm telling you, if you don't lose something while you sewing, you ain't a sewist. I'm just saying. All right, we're going to go with something different. We're going to use this pen. That's what we got so far. That's what it's looking like so far. This is what it's looking like. It's looking cute, actually. It's looking super cute. Look. She looking cute. Let's see what the next step is. Let me see. It's coming together. We get in the bag. We're getting the bag. Okay. So it's turn the bag right side out to check to make sure. And then we're supposed to attach this to this side now. Like this. So we turn it back outside, inside out. Like this. We turn it back inside out. And now we're going to line up this side. At this point, we just want to line it all up like we did on the other side. Remembering that you keep these pieces under the zipper. You don't go onto the zipper. You sew around, like on the side of the zipper to attach that. Okay, let's do that now.
And make sure you open up your zipper because you're going to have to flip this. So make sure you have your zipper open. Flip this over. If your zipper is closed, when you clip this out, if your zipper is closed, you are going to be a mad sewist. You are going to be a mad bag girly. Make sure your zipper is open so that you can flip it over. Please, if I could stress anything to you, make sure your zipper is open. Let's sew this down. Okay. So I have both sides sewed together. Now what it's saying is to cut the zipper ends off. After you cut the zipper ends off, we're going to do a stitch over the tab piece of it. And then we're supposed to sew over the edge. So let's do that now. Guys, we're done with this. Okay. Now the next step is to turn it over and I think to do our strap. I hope that's the next step because I'm tired and I hope y'all are tired too. Okay, let me get some seam binding. I will be back because the seam binding goes around here. Okay guys, I have black seam binding that we are going to use to go around the edges. And basically we are just putting it around here like this. I am going to turn down my tip and put it here in place. And then I'm just gonna do it all the way around. I'm gonna clip it. It actually looks nice with the seam binding compared to it, right? It looks really nice and finished. Okay, let's do the other side and then we will come back and I believe we flip it and do our strap and we might be done in a few minutes, guys. Let's go. Okay guys, so I have one end together and I just want to say that several clips gave their life for this to be put on. So if we could just have a moment of silence for the clips that are gone and no longer with us. Okay, so now we need to do the other side. So this is what it's looking like so far. It looks cute. We got the seam binding. You put the tab piece on here so that you can, you know, make it look cute inside. And now we're going to have to do this last side. And the way that I attach this is basically they tell you to sew it down to the edge like this. Sew across it. And then you flip it up. And then you turn it in. And, you know, you sew it down. And the reason why I turned off my camera when I did it is because I said some words. I said some things. I don't want y'all to hear. Y'all need to hear that. Y'all need to hear all that. I'll put it on this time, but you know what? We're going to play some sweet music for the process. Let's go. Okay guys, so we have both our end tabs on. We have our seam binding on. And I guess now it's time to flip it over. We turn this baby over. We're not making the strap. That's the next step. But we're not making a strap. But we're going to attach our strap to our webbing. So let's turn our back over right side. She is. She looks cute. Now, this is what I'm talking about. See here? I need to go back in and go around the piping edge closer because I was scared that I was sewing over the piping because I couldn't feel it. But I guess I wasn't getting close enough. So I'm going to flip it back out and I'm going to go around the piping edge. But this side looks perfect. This is how it should look. And she looking cute so far. I don't know what we do. I don't know if we clip the ends on inside or I guess we don't because we just made a tab inside. But she's looking cute, guys. She's looking cute. Look at her. Let me pull this out a little more. There you go. Pull this in out more. But I don't know why I'm pulling it out because I got to flip it on the other side. But she's cute though, guys. She is cute. She came out really cute. Let me see. Let me clip these strings because there's strings everywhere. She's cute. Look. Oh my gosh. Aside from that, we pretty much did a good job. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to trim around her edges. And then we're going to work on her strap. And then we're really going to see how she looking. How she look. How she be. Okay? Let's do that now. Okay, guys. So we have our bag together. This is what she looks like. She has her 2 pieces on the end, the tab extenders, where we're going to add our strap. And this is the front of our bag. She's cute, right? And she has the black gusset on the bottom. And then she has this. And then my bag tag is in the front. She's cute. And then if you open her up, she has the slot inside for the card wallet that you can put right here. Let me show you where the card is inside of she. So if we used to put a card inside, I can show y'all my BJ card. Because y'all ain't going to steal my BJ card. See, you put the card right in the slot in here. Cute, right? And if you wanted to, like I said, you could have did the welt pocket on the other side, but I just didn't want to do the welt pocket, so I skipped it. So that's that. Let me put my BJ card back before it be time to go to BJ's, and I'll be like, Dad, where my card at? So we're going to put that back. Okay, now we are going to do our strap. So what I usually do with my webbing strap, just since I cut it, I usually kind of like heat the tip of it a little bit to melt it so that it doesn't, so it kind of stops the fray when you do that. This thing does not want to work. Okay, that's enough. So it's enough. You can act up if you want to. Now let's see if it's going to act up on the other side. Ooh. Yeah, it's going to act up. There it goes. Okay, so just give it a little pat. Be sure you don't burn your finger. And it just gives it a stop so it doesn't fray. Let me do a little bit on this side because it's coming. If I go over here, it's a little. Okay, so that's all closed up. Let me make sure. Because I cut this kind of messed up. I didn't use the right scissors, so it kind of cut raggedy. Okay, so that's all secure now. Let's put that out of the way. Okay, now to do our strap. Your strap looks like this, and if you want to make it longer, you can make it longer. One side will hook like this, and one side we are going to sew down and secure, and your bag will move. So I did it right. Yay! So I'm going to sew this down, and I think we're done, guys. So I'm going to unclip this to make it easier. I'm getting too excited and beside myself. Let me make sure that we put it on this side. I'm positive that it goes on this side. I'm positive, guys. I'm positive. Whew. Thank you for hanging in there with me, guys, because I think we are at the finish line. And one thing I have a habit of doing that sometimes makes me take longer is while I do stuff, I'll be cleaning up along the way. I'll be putting stuff away. Because when I'm finished, I don't feel like cleaning up. So I am throwing some things to the side as we are doing this. I had to steal my zipper foot from my other machine, so I want to put that back so when I'm using my other machine, I'll be like, where's the zipper foot? So, because I can't find a zipper foot for this machine. Okay, anyway, so let me look at the instructions and see what it says. I'm almost positive. I'm excited because we're almost done. Okay, put it through. Boom, boom, boom. Then we do it like I said. You put the loop through. Yep, and then you pull it through. Yep, yep, yep. Oh shoot, oh shoot. Then we do it like I said. We do it on here. Boom, 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 boom. We're gonna make this easy on ourselves because we got enough strap to make it really long. So I'm gonna make it a little longer. And now we are gonna sew this piece down. Now I see why people use the lighter sometimes. Okay, she's done. she's done. She's cute. She's done. She's cute. Look at her. Oh my gosh. Look at her, guys. We're going to put her clip to the other side. We're going to zip her clothes. Oops. And she's done. She's cute, right? Look, guys. She is done. Ain't she cute? And she's a cute little bag you could carry wherever. I'll probably stuff it so that it can, you know, get the form in it of how it should be. But, yeah, she's cute. These pieces over here are hard where the zipper was, but that's all right because that'll soften up after time. That will soften up. So I'm not worried about that. What I might do is press them, push them in some and then, like, clip them in place just so they can get used to staying in that place later, you know, if that makes sense. So they'll stay, like, down, if that makes sense at all, what I'm trying to say. And then, yeah. That's just because the pieces are stiff. I should have used fabric, and it probably would have been not so stiff. But look at her. She's cute. Ain't she cute? And she's done. I thank you guys for spending the time with me. I thank you for helping me get through this whole bag situation by myself. And be sure to stay tuned for more videos. And, you know, don't forget, if you haven't subscribed already, I invite you to subscribe. Turn your notifications. Like, share, and comment. Please comment about this. So I know y'all going to have a lot to say because I was, like, all over the place. But it was so fun. Maybe I'll do this live next time. If you guys want me to go live, let me know in the comments. If you think you want me to go live and do a live with you guys, let me know. I just feel like nobody don't want to hear my ranting while I'm sewing. But if you feel like you want to hear my ranting while I'm sewing and keep me company while I make these type of mistakes, because I make them often. I usually, you know, edit them out. Then let me know in the comments if you want me to go live. So until next time, guys, you stay super happy, super good, and so happy. Bye.